Today, I'm going to talk to you about how to mitigate the need to do what's called a required minimum distribution. So, what is a required minimum distribution? Let's talk about that first and foremost. What that is basically is the standard, let's just say government or IRS, Department of the Treasury's requirement for someone that is over the age of 72 to withdraw from their 401k and or IRA each and every year based upon their age. So anyone that was born after 1949 and who has actually now turned 72, it was prior to December 31st of 2019, it used to be 70 and a half. Now you get an extra year and a half before you actually have to take what's called the required minimum distribution. So let's talk about exactly what I did in order to get out of doing that. Now, you probably are asking, Gina, you're not close to 72. Why do you care? Here's why I care. One is I don't ever want to be mandated to distribute or withdraw money when I may not want to at any age. That's number one. Number two is in the event that I have to withdraw money at any age, it might actually have a few consequences that are negative to me. Those consequences are I could actually go into a higher tax bracket, or I could then withdraw money from whatever the actual stocks are when they are at a depressed price. Or I might actually only have that amount of capital available for me in order to live my life. So these are just some of the reasons why you do not want to actually be beholden to having to do what's called a required minimum distribution, okay, ever. So let's talk about how I was able to get out of that, because I hear all these baby boomers actually talking about how they're actually going to outlive their money. Well, this is one of the reasons why they're afraid of outliving their money. Or they're afraid of, oh my God, my actual taxes are going to be higher this year, because they have to take that required minimum distribution, right? So because I hear that and I don't want to be that, then what do? You make sure you get out of that game. So how did I get out of that game? Well, I have been working with my team. Who's my team? My CPA. Yes, my CPA. So if you recall, 5 years ago, I was actually on the management team of DirecTV. Yes, I was one of the many people that were actually building the company, was sold to AT&T, at which time they allowed all of us to what's called separate. Yeah, if they were actually laid you off or gave you a job and you declined it. They offered me a job. I declined it because I didn't need a job. One, it's kind of crazy for them to offer a shareholder a job, but that's a whole nother story. Needless to say, I declined the job. So when I declined the job, I was actually able to separate and get all of my assets, which were AT&T shares, and say bye-bye. But remember, I'm an investor. I'm a real estate investor and own many, many, many different apartment buildings, right? That kick off what's called cash flow. All right. So the first step of actually moving over your money to a IRA or pension to a Roth IRA should be financial freedom. Can you do it before then? Absolutely you can. But let me tell you what's going to happen. You're going to potentially have to pay taxes on the money that you roll over, right? You don't want to have to do that. Now, remember, I am not a CPA. Please work with your CPA and tax professionals, right? That's not what I do. I'm a business owner and investor. I'm just telling you what I did working with my CPA in order to minimize or eliminate any need to do what's called a required minimum distribution. So 5 years ago, I separated. I'm now fully on the right side of the quadrant as a business owner or investor. I don't make any money. Gina Lofton makes no money. No, Gina Lofton's assets actually generate income. They make the money, right? They could be real estate, they could be businesses, royalties, etc., etc., etc. So those are actually generating what's called cash flow, right? It has income. So now, since Gina Lofton makes no money, that would be the opportune time for me to be able to begin converting over all of those 401k/pensions that I had accumulated over my career, right? Because remember, I had a career, a very, very successful career in corporate America, right? The last of which was DirecTV. But I was Ernst & Young for a while. I was Jet Propulsion Laboratory for a while. And I actually have left all of those companies for quite some time. But at the time that I was with these companies, I was contributing to what's called a 401k because they matched my actual contribution. So it would be free money. So wouldn't you do that? Yeah. But I don't want to be a part of that 401k game or that, IRA game or whatever it is, because I don't want to have anything to do with this required minimum distribution. So what do I do? At the time in which I am financially free, I've achieved actual financial freedom by having my passive income from my assets generate the income I need in order to pay my bills. So Gina Lofton, under her Social Security number, makes no money. So now, what am I doing with my CPA? Well, what they do and what we do together is we evaluate exactly how much money did Gina Lofton make minus all of my deductions, okay? Be that depreciation, be that expenses, be that interest expense, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Oh my goodness, guess what? Gina Lofton makes no money. Well, Gina, now since you make no money or you made X amount of dollars, you can convert this amount of money this year over into a Roth IRA tax-free. So yes, every December, each and every December, this is pretty much the last step that I do with my CPA. Okay, let's just talk about my team because my CPA is an intimate part of my team. I don't do anything without my CPA or my attorney. Yeah. I mean, I have other team members, don't get me wrong. They are all very important. My property manager is important. My partners are important. They're all important. But the CPA and my attorneys are vital to everything that I do. I would never, ever, ever be able to do what I've done without those team members. Okay. And I talk about your team in the book, Escape the Madness and 10 Steps to Get Out of the Rat Race. So every year we have been converting over the maximum amount of money that I am able to do each and every year after I achieve financial freedom so I can do it tax-free. Yes. So this year in 2020, I am completely emancipated. Yes. Emancipated permanently from paying taxes. Okay. Ever. So that is exactly how you do it. One, let's just go through. You become financially free first. So you don't need a job and you're not making any money from your actual Social Security number. You're making money from the assets in which you own that are generating income. Then at that time, work with your CPA in order to begin identifying how much money you can convert and making sure you do not convert any more than you actually can tax-free in any given calendar year. Now, once you've converted all of it over, guess what? You then can begin making money all over again. Yeah. So isn't that wonderful? So now in 2020, 2020 is the first year after 5 years that I can begin making money again, right? In the state of California. Now, there are some limitations to what I can make, and I've got to figure all of that out with my CPA in order for me to continue to live in the highest state income tax jurisdiction in the union called California. Lord knows I am never going to pay that 13%. So I will continue to actually share how I go about doing that throughout my journey of doing it. Because one thing I cannot do is be a hypocrite. If I haven't done something, I'm not going to actually talk about it, right? I only tell you and share with you things that I've actually done. Otherwise, you're a hypocrite. Okay, remember to subscribe right below this video so you can get notified on all of my new content. And remember, there's information that you can actually get below this video in the comment section, such as my book, Escape the Madness, the 10 Steps to Get Out of the Rat Race, or come to my website at ginalofton.com and get the formula, the easy formula, the financial freedom formula, which I've trademarked. And that is the cheat sheet for you to be able to achieve financial freedom for yourself. All right, I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.